Okay, my lawn loving friends, if you're starting to see this lime green weed in your lawn, you want to pay attention to this video. Okay, it's a little hard to see here because I'm on the side of the road, but you'll see this lime green grassy weed starting to grow up in the lawns, and it's growing faster than the rest of the grass. This is what you want to pay attention to. Okay, so it's now officially summertime in Rhode Island, and we all know about crabgrass, and now's when it's starting to flourish. Any crabgrass or weeds that you missed, and the weed when you were spraying weeds in the spring, are now starting to flourish and take advantage of the heat. But one weed in particular, I think, is a much bigger headache than crabgrass, and that is called nutsedge. And that's what this weed is, and it's starting to pop up all over the place. And you'll know you have it when you just start seeing this lime green looking weed that's growing over the top, just like you'll see in this next little segment. Now, when you're looking at pockets, it can be difficult sometimes to see it, but when you tune your eye into it, you just see all these little strands, and this is how it starts in your lawn. You'll be looking around and everything can look green, and you just all of a sudden see these little lime green sprigs popping up all over the place. Now, the best way to determine if it's nutsedge or not is to kind of just pop it out of the ground like this, and then roll it around in your fingers. When you have an individual plant in there out, it's very easy to tell what it is because it has a triangular stem. So when you roll it in your fingers, it flops around like you've got a little Lego or something, because the stem is triangular. But the reason this plant is so noxious is, one, it's perennial, and it's got a little bulb down here at the bottom on these little runners that come off. Now, most lawn weeds, you have certain categories. When we got clovers and dandelions, everybody knows those, and those are called broadleaf weeds because the leaf looks completely different than that of a grass. Then we have the grassy weeds, and that would be like your crabgrass. Now, if we're trying to kill broadleaf weeds, we need to use a broadleaf weed killer. If we're trying to kill grassy weeds, we have to use a grassy weed killer. All of these have to specifically say safe to use on lawns to eradicate the weeds and not kill your grass. So no using Roundup or cleanup or any of those all-purpose weed killers. Now, just like the rest of them, this is a sedge, and a sedge is completely different than both of those. So you need a very specific chemicals to use them. Now, a couple products we have, I don't think they're going to show up in the sprays, but when you're using something, it needs to say Sedge Ender. There's like 3 or 4 brands I've seen out there, but it has to say Sedge Killer. So as long as it's rated exactly for sedge. But then we have one other product that just came out. We started experimenting last year. The beauty of this product is it's granular. So you can walk around, and the areas where you're starting to see it, you can sprinkle in those areas. You can sprinkle it in your gardens. But again, you have to be careful about plants you want. But this product is specifically designed to be able to spread in your lawn and sprinkle it around, and it's only going to kill the sedge. And it's only the first full calendar year. Last year, I shot a video around this time promoting those. I did have customers come in, try it, and came back with great results. Once you're tuned into this weed, you can see it everywhere. Back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I never ran across it. This last 10 years, where our ground is getting so dry at times, it's just flourishing and taking off. So the minute you start seeing it, it's definitely one you want to go and zap it back as quick as possible. Again, I'd rather use a small amount of chemicals now than a whole lot of chemicals later, because there are pockets in people's yards that I walk into and they're just carpeting, and it just takes over. And then when it gets into your perennial beds, you pretty much have to kill it, remove all your perennials, start spraying for the sedge, let it sit for a season, and then start all over again. So definitely want to pay attention to this one and try to get rid of it while it's small. Thanks, and hope that helps. Take care.